I squinted into the sunlight and nearly had a heart attack when I saw Tracy. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Kim Talk. I hope everybody is okay back home and remember to stay at home, be safe, and we will get this through. Okay, for this episode, I'm going to do something that I always wanted to do, but I never get to do. So here goes. So this episode, I'm going to read out a story from the book of True Singapore Ghost Stories by Russell Lee and a team of ghostwriters, which I believe some of you might have come across this. So I'm going to pick one of the story that I like or I enjoyed, and I'm going to read it to you. So ladies and gentlemen, here goes the story, which entitled Love at First Sight. I was married 7 years ago. It was the happiest day of my life. I had heard of the phrase love at first sight, but I only found out what it really meant when I met Tracy. I had arranged to play badminton with a group of friends. One of them brought along his colleague Tracy, and I ended up partnering her in a game of mixed doubles. Slim with short hair, Tracy was a friendly person. We had an instant chemistry on and off the court. On the court, our opponents were no match, for we outplayed them, and off the court, we were talking to one another non-stop on so many issues. To top it all, Tracy had a wicked sense of humor as well. Love is a funny thing. Sometimes you like a person, but the feeling isn't mutual. Magic happens once in a while when a couple are equally crazy about each other. With Tracy, magic happened. We held hands on our second date, and from then on, we couldn't get enough of each other's company. We strolled on the beach, watched movies for hours on end, and explored best food haunts. I wanted to spend the rest of my life with Tracy. Although I had other relationships, I never felt the urge to get married. And so, one evening about 18 months into the courtship, after a romantic dinner, I brought Tracy for a leisurely walk. And there, on a cool and windy moonlit night which bathed Tracy's face in a silver glow, I proposed on bended knees. She yelped for joy and hugged me and, of course, said yes. We had a lovely church wedding and dinner was then served. The plan was to start a family after 2 years, but we never got around to it. On a holiday to Phuket, Tracy complained of fever. She looked really pale. I rushed her to a local clinic and the doctor diagnosed it as flu. Tracy was then dead less than 12 hours later. The autopsy revealed an extreme case of meningitis. We had been married for less than a year. Why? Why, God, was the question I asked for more than a year following Tracy's passing. I simply could not come to terms with her death. Whenever I was alone in my flat, I almost expected my wife to knock on the door and walk right in. I would then realize it was all a dream, a bad dream. But while dreams fade away, the nightmarish, unbearable pain of loss I was feeling continued. I wish God would have taken me instead of Tracy. I kept thinking of the happy times, and more than once I fell asleep hugging my favorite photograph of Tracy. Work suffered and I lost 10 kilos because I just didn't have any interest in food. Concerned friends suggested I should socialize more and be open to the possibility of new relationship. But I knew better. Nobody could possibly replace my Tracy. I visited her grave almost daily after work. I would bring her favorite flowers and tell her how much I missed her. This went on for a year. One day, I felt tired after a long day at the office and dozed off beside her grave. When I half opened my eyes, a lady in white was standing right in front of me. My first thought was that she must have been there to pay her respects to a relative. I rubbed my eyes and the slim figure was vaguely familiar. I squinted into the sunlight and nearly had a heart attack when I saw Tracy staring back at me. It wasn't the reunion I was hoping for. She looked pale and gaunt, with a pained expression on her face. After I got over the initial shock, my first reaction was to reach out and touch her hand. She just looked as my hand passed right through hers. She looked real and solid, but I could see the light filtering through where my hand had passed through. I was scared out of my wits. Imagine my surprise when she started talking. She looked me in the eye and said, "Jonathan, I cannot rest in peace when I see you in so much pain every day. My soul cannot depart this earth peacefully. There's a reason why I had to leave you. One day you'll understand. For now, you just have to accept that I'm gone and move on with your life. Come and visit me here just once a year on our wedding anniversary." In a daze, I nodded. She fixed her gaze at me, smiled, and then turned and walked into thin air after taking a few steps. I took a long, deep breath and slapped myself to make sure that I hadn't dreamed the whole episode. It certainly wasn't a dream, although my closest friends didn't believe me when I told them what had happened. I stopped telling the story after a while as people looked at me in a funny way. I took Tracy's advice and stopped visiting the grave daily. I visited her on what would have been our third wedding anniversary. I was half expecting her to appear, but nothing happened. A peace I never knew before came over, and I was glad that I could finally let go of Tracy. It has now been over 6 years. The pain has receded with time. I've dated occasionally, but the magic is still missing. I'm just grateful for the time I had with Tracy. Deep in my heart, I felt that she is in a better place, waiting for me. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed the story. So if you think that this episode interests you more, let me know. For those that is watching from Facebook, remember to like and share this. And for those that has been watching from YouTube, remember to subscribe and click on the notification button. And also remember to come by my Facebook page to click like. Once again, thank you very much for listening in, and I will see you next episode.